Do you like to save the world? Like Spider-Man? Check out my review of Marvel's Spider-Man coming up next on Mumbles. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Mumbles. On today's episode of Mumbles, we're reviewing this. This is Marvel's Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man, I know. You're excited. Everybody's excited. Calm down. Just hang around. You like that little pun. I'm sorry. I'll stop. But just hang around and we are going to talk about this game. So let's jump into this game. First off, this game is made by Insomniac Games. And it is available only on PlayStation 4. Now, this game can be picked up for various price points. It's come down. I got mine for $19.99 on Prime Day. You're probably going to be looking more at a $30 range for this game. So do be aware of that. But what the heck is this game about? Marvel's Spider-Man features your favorite web slinger in a story unlike any before. Now a seasoned superhero, Peter Parker has been busy keeping crime off the streets of Spider-Man. Just as he's ready to focus on life as Peter, a new villain threatens New York City. Faced with overwhelming odds and higher stakes, Spider-Man must rise up and be greater. Sony Entertainment, Marvel, and Insomniac Games present Marvel's Spider-Man exclusively for PlayStation 4. Be Spider-Man. After 8 years behind the mask, Peter Parker is a crime-fighting master. Feel the full force of more experienced Spider-Man with improvisational combat, dynamic acrobatics, fluid urban traversal, and environmental interactions. A rookie no longer, this is the most masterful Spider-Man you've ever played. Worlds collide. The worlds of Peter Parker and Spider-Man collide in an original action-packed story. In this new Spider-Man universe, iconic characters from Peter and Spider-Man's lives have been re-imaged, placing familiar characters in unique roles. Marvel's New York is your playground. The Big Apple comes to life as Insomniac's most expansive and interactive road yet. Swing through vibrant neighborhoods and catching breathtaking views of iconic Marvel and Manhattan landmarks. Use the environment to defeat your villains with epic takedowns in the true blockbuster fashion. So what is this game? This is a game where you basically get to be Spider-Man and kick some butt. That's right, Spider-Man, you get to kick some butt. Now let's talk about the graphics, the soundtrack, and the controls. First off, the graphics in this game. As with games today that are AAA titles, you expect them to have good graphics, and this one has great graphics. The city in this game, the cityscape, is simply beautiful. Not something you see all the time. Very cool re-imaged New York. I really dig the graphics in this game. Soundtrack-wise, this game has a nice, fluid soundtrack. Now, it's not something that's always planned or in the way or anything like that, but it does a good job of capitalizing on moments when there needs to be music and capitalizing on moments when there doesn't need to be music. And on the rest of the time, it does a good job of keeping the player intrigued. So, top-notch soundtrack from this game. Control-wise, they did a great job making Spider-Man so that he can swing through the skies with no problem at all. The controls in this game work great with the PlayStation 4 controller. I cannot say that enough. Great controls. Now let's talk about the gameplay. Ow! You know, last week it was Mario, this week it's Spider-Man. You both need to calm down, okay? Ow! Mario, this isn't even your game. Get out of here. So now let's talk about the gameplay, guys. As with any superhero game, your ultimate goal is to stop the evil villain as Spider-Man. To do this, you have to swing through the skies and the streets of New York in order to fight and find bad guys to fight. So maybe there's a robbery going on. You jump down as Spider-Man, you beat up some people, and you move on. So on and so forth. And you do the main story fighting the ultimate villain. Now, just besides from being Spider-Man, there's also some cool features to this game, starting with the collectibles. This game has a lot of different collectibles, and they all tie into your upgrades. So you get different suits, Spider-Man suits in this game, because we all know Spider-Man has gone through like a million different suits throughout his time in history. Well, you get to play as some of those cool suits. Some of those suits, like the new ones from the movies that have subtle changes that you can see. Or other suits that, you know, maybe they've re-imaged or remastered, whatever you want to call it. They have all different kinds of suits in this game that are collectibles, that you can use collectibles to buy these suits with. Now, I don't mean buy with actual money. All the suits in this game are 100% free, which I absolutely love. You can collect them all. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is the upgrade system. As with the Batman games, as you progress through this game, you will get levels. And as you level up, you get more skills. The more skills you get, the more awesome skills you can use, and the more and the more combos you can use on your enemies. So, nothing but good things to say about the upgrade system. They also do have some mini games in this, which actually provide you with more XP so you can upgrade yourself. Little mini games, and they're fun and they're a nice change of pace, so I will make note of that. The other area where this game shines is really the combat. If you've ever played Batman, the three Batman games, the three latest ones, you know what kind of combat you're getting. You're getting some great combat, hand-to-hand combat, and it is fantastic. Now let's talk about the cons for this game. I'm sorry, Spider-Man, your game does have some cons. The first con that I have for this game is not to give any spoilers, guys, but there are parts where you're basically taken out of the role of Spider-Man, and that's all I'm going to say. And those parts, I didn't really care for much story-wise. Now the other con, and the final con that I have for this game, is that this game is rather repetitive sometimes. So in the missions that you do, especially side missions, you're going to find that a lot of them are the same thing over and over and over and over and over. And that can get a little boring at times, but it by no means makes this a bad game. So with all that being said, guys, all that's really left now to talk about is what my overall score is for Marvel's Spider-Man. Now I know this review comes out a little late for this game, but it does at a time that, you know, there's DLC for this game and there's all different kinds of things. People like me are getting it because it's cheaper now. And it was for this reason that I wanted to take this game on. This game is without a doubt a 9 out of 10 game. Without a doubt. There are some things to take away from it, a little bit of repetitiveness. You know, just not a 10 out of 10 game, but definitely a 9 out of 10 game. This is the best Spider-Man game I have ever played, and the best superhero game since Batman. It is another Batman. If you love superhero games, if you love Spider-Man, give this game a test because it is awesome. So anyways, guys, this has been my review of Marvel's Spider-Man. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. Please smack that subscribe button, smack that like button, and smack all those buttons. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.